Hey everyone, Mr. Schuler back here with another lickety-split tech tip, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to use a screen recorder, and specifically how to use Screencast-o-matic, so hope you enjoy. So today I'm going to explain what a screen recorder is and how you can use it for your online lessons. So a screen recorder is essentially exactly what it sounds like. It records everything that's on your screen. It could be an online document, it could be a Word file, it could just be the desktop of your computer. It basically records what you're doing on your computer. You can include some narration like I'm talking to you now, and it saves it as a video file where you can share it with other people or your class. So there are tons of different screen recorders out there. I'm going to talk about Screencast-o-matic. I use this one the most. I've had the most success with it. I'm most comfortable with it. Again, there are a lot out there and they're all very good products, but this is the one that I use and have had success with it. So first thing is you're going to want to go to the website, and if you just type Screencast-o-matic.com, or you could simply search that. The nice thing about this website is that it offers a free version, and you don't even have to upgrade. You don't have to log in. Simply what you're going to do is you're going to launch the free recorder. Now, it's probably going to ask you the first time to allow permissions if it can access your computer. You may or may not need to put in your computer password, but once it loads, it's loading the software onto your screen. So we're going to break it down in parts. The first thing that I noticed that's different is this border, and it's kind of a dotted line border, and this is telling me everything within this frame is going to be recorded. So the next thing I notice is this toolbar, and it's asking me, okay, well, what do you want to record? The first is the screen. Second is a web camera. It could just be just you. Now, I have to admit it's not working right now because this situation is a little meta, because normally I'm using Screencast-o-matic to do my tutorials. I'm doing it a different way, so my web camera is actually being used to record the screen. Or you could do both, right? And that's going to give you a picture-in-picture type deal, that your image is down here and then your screen is the main part of it. But you can always just simply do what's on the screen of your computer. Now with the free version, you have 15 minutes time. The size, again, is the size of your screen. So you can choose pre-done size for 480, 720. Active window would be, just like it sounds, the active window of maybe one of the tabs. Or there's complete full screen, and that's everywhere I can see. So if I do full screen, it's everything on my monitor. But again, you can customize it, right? I can click and drag and move these to select what I want to include. Next, narration, meaning, well, do you want a microphone to pick up what's going on? And as you can see, my microphone's active because it's picking up the signals right there. If I hit the over button, it's going to look on my computer for all available microphones that I have. On our laptops that you have, it'll either show up as default microphone or Edtech audio. Again, our laptops are, they come with a webcam and a camera and a microphone in it. The program's pretty good at finding any place that you have something selected. The cool thing is that if I pick it, it'll give me this adjust volume, and I can record and hear it, and I can see that it's working properly. When I'm done configuring my microphone, I can hit OK, and then it's set. Now, computer audio, unfortunately, only comes with a paid version. However, out of all the times that I've used it, there was never a time that I need that audio on there. Secondly, there's a bit of a workaround. It's not always the best, but if I needed my computer audio, I could just hold my microphone up to the speakers of my computer and I could hear something if necessary. Finally, when I'm ready to go, I have my record button down here. When I hit record, it'll tell me 3, 2, 1, go. And now I'm recording my screen, and it's also picking up any audio because I have the microphone turned on. I could be doing something on my Google Docs, and I could be typing the information here, showing students how to add additional things. We can add, this is how you add another slide. And then please type your name here. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be just online programs. It could be whatever's on my desktop. What you need to do is you need to make a new folder for all the files that I'm going to give you for 8th grade this year. So I'm recording my desktop. And again, I can open up other programs that aren't web-based, such as Word. So if I'm typing on a Word document, I could show them how to create a heading the way that I need to, and maybe how to save things properly. So it's a great demo tool. Now, let's say I mess up. Yes, I know, believe it or not, it happens. But cool feature is that I can pause where I'm at. And that just stops what I have. And what I can do is, let's say I messed up, I didn't want to do date, right? I wanted to do trimester. I can go back in this, and I can kind of see and play what I've done so far. So I'm just backing up on the timeline here. I'm hitting play, and I'm previewing the current video of what I just recorded. So let's say again, because I messed up, I'm going back and I want to redo the part. Okay, so I just paused it right where I wanted. And before I type date, I'm going to redo that and call it trimester. So what I can do is I can kind of re-gear that I'm going to re-record over the part that I messed up. Another handy little feature is I can kind of go back, and now I'm back on my original document. I'm not recording it because I could see in the bottom left-hand corner, it's telling me, hey, I'm paused, right? I don't have to see the numbers counting. So I kind of fixed what I did, and I'm going to re-record over my mistake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit record. It's going to say, hey, where do you want to record where you left off? That's I do. So it's going to re-type. And now for your third thing, I want you to type which trimester you are in. And then I'm going to pause it. And again, if I do it well enough and I pause it between speaking, I'm going to... All right. So again, you can see that it was pretty seamless. I just stopped at a good spot. I re-recorded over my mistake. But again, in the final product, just in the Screencast-o-matic, it's pretty seamless. So it sounded pretty good. And again, I can always continue to record where I left off. So again, if I'm done that, I can always create a conclusion. I'm preparing my conclusion slide, so now I'm ready. And I'm going to re-record. And thank you so much for listening. So I just paused. And now let's say I'm done. I finished creating my screencast of my project. I'm going to hit this done button. Now it's going to say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to save and upload or edit the video? There's minimal editing because, again, they want you to purchase the premium to do all of the editing. But I've found that most of the time I just save and upload. I think it's more worth my time that if I mess up, I'm just going to go back, re-record over it, rather than worrying about all the editing and the the after. And plus, I don't need a whole lot of fancy stuff, right? I don't need blurs. I don't need zooms all the time. But again, I try to just record everything I need to, and I'm going to hit save and upload. Now, when I do save and upload, this takes me to my preview screen. This is a preview, a full-blown preview of my whole recording. So I can hit play. I'm recording my screen, and it's also picking up any audio because I have the microphone turned on. All right. So you can see that it'll play through. I can watch the whole thing as a preview. When I'm done and when I'm ready, I have 3 options to save it. First is save as a video file, right? This is going to save to your computer, and then you have it, you own it. Upload to Screencast-o-matic. You have to create an account with them, and they'll store it on their website and their server. Personally, I don't use this one. I like their product, but I rarely ever have used this. Finally, I can upload to YouTube. I have done this. And that's nice because if you're using YouTube as your platform to share your videos, it'll just send it there automatically. So for today's purposes, I'm going to save it as a video file on my computer. Why? Because if I save it on my computer, I can choose to upload it to my Google Drive. Once it's in my Google Drive, I can put it on my website. I can put it in my Google Classroom. And even if it's on my computer, I can manually upload it to YouTube later. So when I want to save it, it says it's always going to default to as an MP4 file type, which is a pretty standard movie file. The file name, I can click on it, and I could say I can label it whatever I need to. I'd highly recommend that you always save it as a file name rather than just, recording number 35 or whatever. I can browse and put it in different folders, but usually if you just put it in the desktop, it'll save it to the desktop, and then I can move it afterwards. It highlights your cursor, which is super helpful that users or viewers can watch where your arrow is going and where it's clicking. And open captions, again, I rarely use this, but you can. It is an option, but it might be a premium upgrade. When I'm ready, I hit publish. And again, it's taking the time, it's converting it, it's processing it. Alright, so when it finishes, it says, hey, it's done. I can play the video, watch it again. I can browse for it on the folder. And again, this just, if I click browse folder, it shows me where on my computer it's saved. And again, I selected that I wanted it saved on the desktop there. So I can see it, it's there. I can close that window. And then I could say I'm done. When it's done, it'll close the program for you. It'll tell you, hey, you've done it, and then you can come back and you can always go back to the main page and start recording to launch the free browser again. And remember, I can choose to take this and upload it to my Google Drive, share it with students that way. I can post it in a Google Classroom. They have access to it there. And if I'd like, once it's in my Google Drive, I can post it on my website for students to see. And as an additional note, if you go to the Screencast-o-matic website and click on the Tutorials tab at the top, there are a bunch of videos there that explain many of the things that I covered and some additional things you can use with their product. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. It's a really great product. It works pretty well, and it's not very complicated to use at all. Especially once you start using it, you'll get the hang of it pretty easy. And as a future installment, I think I'm going to then talk about how you can upload this to YouTube and start your own YouTube page if you're going to have a lot of video files. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Take care.